entire life, I have genuinely been fascinated by Alaska, this big land up in the north with mountains so numerous that they don't even have names, and rivers running all through the state. Over 3 million lakes. I dreamed as a child of 10 years old to move to Alaska someday, primarily to train and race sled dogs. And finally, at the age of 38, I grew tired of a city lifestyle, one that was so fast-paced and really focused on things that became so much less meaningful to me in my life, that I decided to finally pursue this life of adventure that I had always dreamed about. My name is Larry Doherty, and Alaska is my home. Up until a few years ago, I had not heard of Marttiini knives. I had always used just kind of generic, cheap knives from the store, but I was gifted a very nice, high-quality knife when a friend of mine was visiting Alaska from Finland. And since that time, that knife I have used mushing dogs on the Iditarod Trail in Alaska, when I hunt for moose or caribou, when I fish. And I found that this knife, after several years of use, held up to the brutal challenges that are faced in Alaska through storms, rain, sub-zero temperatures, and I really became convinced of the benefits of owning a high-quality knife. And for me, that has meant a Marttiini knife, and it's been my constant companion when I'm outside in Alaska. Having a high-quality knife is one thing, and that's something that I now firmly believe in, always having a good knife with me. But it's quite another thing to have a high-quality custom knife that I designed with materials that I harvested. And I envision someday my kids will remember, Dad had this knife. Dad designed this knife. Dad's materials went into this knife. And now this becomes the knife that Dad not only carried, but designed, treasured, used in the outdoors, is really a perfect heirloom to pass along to my kids someday.
Over time, knowledge, character, and values are passed from one generation to the next, often without a word spoken. Every once in a while, a cherished heirloom is worthy of making its way to younger hands as well. Time, just like the elements, has a way of calling attention to the traits that define us and highlights the durable qualities of the things that we hold dear. Duluth, Minnesota was shaped by the hands of miners, trappers, adventurers, and makers whose work ethic and craftsmanship has been handed down over and over again. Built on tradition, refined by innovation, and made by hand, Frost River artisans create leather and canvas outdoor gear the old way, the American way, where form follows function and the best traditional materials are crafted into reliable soft goods. Rivet by rivet and stitch by stitch, each piece is overbuilt using the highest quality materials with the intention of providing more than a lifetime of use. You can pack and unpack your Frost River bag again and again, but the lifetime of memories held in every fold of canvas and piece of leather won't be forgotten by its next owner. From briefcases and canoe packs to craft beer growler packs and travel bags for flight, we use tools like honesty, integrity, and passion to build character, durability, and pride into every piece. Frost River. Reliable soft goods that are built by hand, built to last.
I was born in 1891. Where I come from, almost everybody knows my name. I have become part of countless memories. A piece of Swedish history. Some would say an icon. And now I have been remade, refined for new generations, built to stand the test of time, and to let you too create things that last.
These are Red Wing shoes, 8111 Iron Rangers. This is a very popular style. We get a lot of these. And these are pretty well worn. Insoles are peeling up. Counters are still solid. And we're gonna go over the resoling process. Every style of shoe has its own kind of last, different styles, different shapes. These ones get an 8 last. Your sole can be worn down to almost nothing, while your upper can still be in wearable condition. Knowing that we can resole it and that boot is already shaped to your foot, that boot's going to last you that much longer. Instead of just throwing it away, we can get a whole nother life out of your boots. I like shoemaking. It's hands-on. It's all attention to detail. If I'm going to repair a pair of boots, I want to look at them like they're mine. And I want the owner of the boots to be just as proud as their boots as I am. That's what gives me pride in the job. These old beat up shoes look pretty good. Now that the boots are resoled, do some finishing work, clean them up, trim any extra, see if they want any other technical repairs. I always edge ink the boot, so uniform the color, also seals the sole. After we inspect the boots, we give them a light oil before we ship them back to you. Moisturizes the leather and makes them last longer and look better. Here's your finished Iron Rangers, resoled and oiled, ready to send back to you.
These things are probably 9 years old or so. I was drawn to the Iron Rangers. My family's from the North Shore, and I wanted these to kind of remind me of my grandpa. So these are my favorite. They've got a couple new soles on them. They've been to Europe a couple times. They've been to South and Central America. They're just the most comfortable. I can wear them all year round. I'll never get rid of these things.
I like the saying that one man's trash is another man's treasure, and in a way, Samlaren is our own way of making our own trash into a treasurable product. Samlaren is a limited collection of garments and packs that we make from leftover fabrics from our own production.
We've always had a focus on using resources in a conscious and sustainable way. Actually, the first Greenland jacket that was produced was developed with a piece of leftover fabric that our founder, Åke Nordin, had in his garage. And it wasn't suitable, it was too heavy for tents, but it turned out perfect for a jacket. And that thought of reusing and using resources cautiously has followed us ever since. So here we are some 50 years later, and we're able to take leftover fabrics from the shelves and give them new life in new products.
Samlaren means the gatherer in Swedish, and that quite well describes what the concept is about. We got to understand that we had stock levels that we didn't know what to do with from our production sites, so that was the starting point here, that we had an issue to solve. This in a way created a really interesting design process where Unlike from what we normally do, starting from product need from our users, we actually had a need for using materials on stock. So that was the starting point, and we had a very clear frame on what we could do, and then we tried to make the best out of that and create products with functionality and durability and value in that process.
From a sustainability perspective, waste is really just lost potential. And in our processes, some of the most resource-intensive things we can do is to produce fabrics. It requires a lot of water, energy, chemicals, it creates emissions along the way. And by creating new products from already existing materials, as we do with Samlaren, we can really care for those resources and give them the attention that they deserve.
The first launch of Samlaren will be a series of products, garments and packs that will be suitable for everyday outdoor purpose. Classic constructions based on typical Fjallraven products that we've had for a long time, but put together in a quite playful manner.
Our ultimate goal is to become so efficient in our processes that we won't create any leftover material at all. So in a way, that gives us a bit of a strange way to look at Samlaren as a concept in the future, because hopefully it will become obsolete and we won't need it at all.
Today we're going to be looking at the Frost River Hudson Bay Northwoods Hatchet. It is made 100% from steel to wood in the USA by the good folks at the Council Tool Company. They've been crafting quality tools since 1886, so they know what they're doing. The Hudson Bay Northwoods Hatchet offers a winning combination of portability and usability. Here we're processing an aspen that was taken down in a windstorm. Despite its small size and weight, the Hudson Bay Northwoods offers a wealth of cutting power. At 14 inches long and with a total weight of 1.65 pounds with the included Frost River Boreal sheath, it's an axe that's easy to take along in your pack, like our Isle Royal Junior or even our Nessmuck, for a compact canoe camp kit. It's a great tool for cleaning limbs, splitting small wood, and general camp tasks, for when a larger axe is unnecessary or the weight is more than you'd like to carry. These are sharp right out of the box, made of US Premium 5160 steel and US Premium hickory handles. Emblazoned with Henry the Frost River Caribou on the handle and fixed with the Frost River bridle axe sheath, this is a capable hatchet that packs a punch without packing the extra weight.
When you've spent all day 15, 18 miles horseback, and when you get back to whether it's that little old teepee tent and a campfire and a good meal, that makes the whole day worthwhile. You know, I'm gonna eat good. My camp kitchen was always centered around cast iron, be it a skillet, a griddle, or a Dutch oven. I actually became a much better cook using cast iron when I started writing cookbooks, because now I had to expand my horizons, and to this day, I like cooking with cast iron cookware and really nothing else.